Alright, so let's look at. So in the last class we looked at total differentials, right? So let's just recap a bit. So if z is a function of x and y, then the total differential dz is going to be dou f by dou x into dx plus dou f by dou y into dy. Okay, so this is going to be your total differential. So using the concept of total differential, one can also actually find out small changes in certain functions. So we'll look at an example. So if we have a function, or if we have this problem that we have to do, which is 0.25 minus 10 power minus 20 minus 1 by root of 0.25. Okay, so this is our f. Okay, and what we need to find is, so this is our, not f, let's not call it f. Basically this is what we need to find. So you should first look at this problem and see what does it look like. Okay, what does it look like? So if f of x is 1 by root x, okay, then this is basically df, right? Basically you are subtracting this entire function with a small part, with a small dx. Okay, so this is approximately like df. So let's look at it. So if df, so df will be given by dou f by dou x into dx. Okay, so from here we can get dou f by dou x, which is nothing but dou by dou x of, this is what, x power minus half. So using the formula that we have seen earlier, what is the formula that we have seen earlier? The formula that we have seen earlier is dou by dou x of x power n gives you n into x power n minus 1. So for this case we will get n is, right, n is minus half. So we will get minus half into x power minus half minus 1. So we are going to get dou f by dou x is equal to minus half into x power minus 3 by 2. Okay, so this is our dou f by dou x. So df is nothing but minus half into x power minus 3 by 2 into dx. Okay, so this is our df. So now we can just substitute the value. So x was 0.25, dx is minus 10 power minus 20, right? So we just have to substitute. So we'll get minus half into 0.25 power minus 3 by 2 into minus 10 power minus 20. Okay, so this minus and this minus gets cancelled. So we get half into 10 power minus 20 into 0.5 whole square into minus 3 by 2. Right? So you're going to get half into 0.5 power minus 3 into 10 power minus 20. Okay, so 0.5 power minus 3 is nothing but half into half power cube into 10 power minus 20. Okay. This is half power minus 3. So you are going to get half into 8 into 10 power minus 20. So this is basically your final answer. So this is nothing but df. Okay. So this is how you calculate df. So basically if you're given something like this, and so this is an approximation. Okay. Of course this will be quite close. So if you use a calculator, you will see that this is what you get. So if you're given something like this, then you see that okay, this looks like the form of 1 by root of, let's call a variable x. Okay, and then there is a difference between two parts, and the two equations or the two factors are only different by 10 power minus 20. So there is a dx that is coming into the picture. So then you can just assume that f of x is 1 by root of x, and then calculate df, the total differential, which is nothing but dou f by dou x into dx. Okay, so this is how you do it. So I'll give you a small homework problem. So the homework in this part is show that for very large n, 1 by n square minus 1 by n plus 1 whole cube is nothing but 2 by n cube. Okay. Now you see the dx has to be much smaller than x. So if you see in the previous example, in the previous problem, what did we have? Our x was 0.25, but our dx was 10 power minus 20. So there is at least a 10 power, at least an 18 order magnitude of difference, right? So similarly here we are assuming that n is very large. So 1 compared to n is going to be very small, right? So that is your hint. Okay. Now let's look at partial differentials. Alright, so before we go to partial differentials, let us again recap some of the differentiations. So if f of x is cos ax and a is a constant, now we want to find df by dx. So what we will do is we will differentiate cos ax just like we differentiate the cos x function. So the differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. So instead of writing minus sin x, we will write minus sin ax. Right? So this will be minus sin ax, and then we will differentiate this part. That is the argument of the cos function. So differentiating just ax is going to give you a. So ultimately you will get minus a into sin ax. Okay. Let's do another problem, which is f of x is equal to cos of 2x square, right? So now what will you do? Again you do the same thing, df by dx is, so cos of a function is minus sine. So differentiation of a cos function will be minus sine, right? So it will be minus sine of 2x square. Now you have to do differentiation of just the argument, that is this part. So differentiation of 2x square. So you are going to get minus sine 2x square into 2 into 2x, right? Differentiation of x square is 2x and 2 is a number which is a factor. So you are going to get minus 4x sine 2x square. Now let's see. Now if a function f of x is e power x plus 2, right? So df by dx is nothing but, or df by dx of e power something will give you the same function e power x plus 2, and now we have to differentiate this function. So you will get what? Differentiation of x plus 2 is just 1, right? Differentiation of x is 1 and differentiation of 2 is 0. So you will get e power x plus 2. If f of x is e power x into sine 2x, right, then df by dx will be, right, so this is like differentiating, this is like a function of two functions, right? So you can write it as a of x into b of x. So we will write this as a of x into d by dx of b of x plus b of x into d by dx of a of x. So this is how you will do. So what is a of x? A of x is e power x. So e power x into differentiation of sine 2x, right? So differentiation of sine function is cos. So you will get cos function. Then differentiation of 2x is 2. Then you will have sine 2x into differentiation of e power x, which is e power x. So you will get 2 e power x cos 2x plus e power x sine 2x. Okay, I think this is enough. You can try such functions more and more and see what answers you get. Alright, so now let's apply these kinds of differentiations to a multivariable function. So let's look at chain rule for differentiating a two-variable function. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, so an example, r is equal to e power minus p square minus q square. Okay, this is r. P is e power s and q is e power minus s. Okay, we have to find, so these are all givens and we have to find dr by ds. Okay, so let's do it. So since r is given by e power minus p square minus q square, what is the total differential r with respect to p and q? So you will get, so this is, let's call this function of p comma q. Okay, so this will be dou f by dou p into dp plus dou f by dou q into dq. Okay, so this is like our total differential that we know from before. So now what is dou f by dou p? So f of pq is e power minus p square minus q square. So dou f by dou p is nothing but, right? So now this is an exponential function. So when we are doing this, what we'll do is so differentiating an exponential will give back the exponential, right? That is the first thing. And now we have to differentiate this part. So differentiation with respect to p will give you minus 2p. Okay, so you are going to get minus 2p e power minus p square minus q square. Alright, here we only get minus 2p because we are only differentiating with respect to p. So differentiation of q with respect to p will give you 0, right? That is why we only get minus 2p. Now dou f by dou q will give you what? Similarly you can do, so you will get e power minus p square minus q square into minus 2q. So you will get minus 2q e power minus p square minus q square. Alright. So this is it. Now what is p? Okay. So what we need is, we need dr by ds. Okay. So let's first write down r. So r was what? Dou f by dou p into dp plus dou f by dou q into dq. So let's write r. So this is dr. Okay. So let's write down what is dou f by dou p minus 2p into, okay, so this is minus 2p e power minus p square minus q square into dp minus 2q into e power minus p square minus q square into dq. So this is our dr. Now what we want is, we want dr by ds. So all we have to do is, this part remains the same and we do dp by ds, and here again, here this part remains the same and we do dq by ds. Alright. So now we have to find these two terms. Okay. So what is p? P was e power s. So dp by ds is going to give you e power s itself. And q was e power minus s. So dq by ds is going to give you e power minus into e power minus s. Okay. I hope by now you understand how this has come about. Alright. So finally we will get dr by ds is equal to minus 2p e power minus p square minus q square into e power s plus 2q into e power minus p square minus q square into e power minus s. Okay. So this is your final answer. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some homework based on this. So homework is z is equal to x, y. X is equal to sine of s plus t. Y is equal to s minus t. Okay. So this is given. And you have to find dz by ds and dz by dt. Okay, these are the two things that you have to find. Alright. Another homework is given x is equal to ln u square minus v square, u is equal to t square, v is equal to cos t. Find dx by dt. Okay. Alright. Another way of finding the total differential or any differential would be there is a matrix method also to find it. So you can use any method to do the homework. It is up to you, but I'll just tell you this method as well. So one can also find determine these kinds of differentials using matrices. So now you guys are well versed with matrices, so you should be able to understand this very well. So if u is a function of x, y and z, okay, and x is a function of s and t, and y is a function of s and t, and z is also a function of s and t. Okay, now you have to find, let's say you need to find what do you need to find? You need to find dou u by dou s and dou u by dou t. Okay, these are the two things that you need to find, but you are given that u is a function of x, y and z. Okay, then how will you find it? Then what you will do is you will write dou u by dou s, dou u by dou t. So this is a matrix. This is a 1 by 2 matrix. So 1 row and 2 columns. Okay, this is equal to dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou u by dou z into dou x by dou s, dou x by dou t, dou y by dou s, dou y by dou t, dou z by dou s, dou z by dou t. Right? So this is a matrix of 1 cross 3 and this one is 3 cross 2. So these two are same and finally you will get a matrix which is again 1 cross 2. Okay. So this is what you will get. So the matrix multiplication of these two will give you these values. Alright. Okay. So you can use any method to find. You can either use this matrix method or you can use the chain rule. It's up to you. Alright. Both are just variations of chain rule. Alright. Now let's come to one of the important things when a function is given. So if a function is given, many times what you want to do is you want to find out the maximas and minimas. Okay, so you want to find the maximas and minimas of functions. Okay, so let's say you have a curve. Okay, so for a curve which is, so for a curve defined by f, okay, so for a curve defined by f where f is some function of x, okay, how do you find out minima and maxima? We know this from our 12th standard calculus, right? So these are the following conditions. So curve has a minimum at x equal to a if df by dx at x equal to a gives you 0. Okay, this is one condition. So if this is equal to at x equal to a, if this gives you 0, then this is one condition. And d square f by dx square at x equal to a is positive. Okay, if these two conditions are satisfied, right? So both these conditions need to be satisfied. Alright. So if both these conditions are satisfied, then we say that this function f of x has a minimum at x equal to a. Alright. And next is curve has a maximum at x equal to a if df by dx at x equal to a is 0 and d square f by dx square at x equal to a is less than 0. Again, both these conditions should satisfy. Should be satisfied to give a maximum. Okay. So let's look at an example and let's see what we have. So if f of x is x square minus 4x plus 3. Okay. Okay. If this is your f of x, then how will you find out maxima and minima? Right. So the way to find out maxima and minima is first so let's write it. Step 1 would be df by dx should be 0. Okay. So what will you get? So df by dx for this function would be 2x minus 4 is 0. So x is 4 by 2, which is 2. So x is 2. Now you have to check. So at x equal to 2, obviously df by dx will be 0, right? Now you have to check what is d square f by dx square at x equal to 2. What is this value, right? So let's see, what is d square f by dx? So d square f by dx is nothing but dx square is nothing but d by dx of df by dx. So we already know what is df by dx. So this is d by dx of 2x minus 4, right? So this is, so d by dx of 2x minus 4 is 2. Okay. So d by dx of 2x is 2 and for d by dx of 4 is minus 4 is 0. So you are going to get 2. So 2, obviously you are getting 2, which means this is always going to be positive. So if this is always going to be positive at x equal to 2, then this is a, what is this? This is a minima. So the function f of x has a minima at x equal to 2. Okay, this is what you are going to get. Alright. Now this is for a one variable function. Okay, let's see what happens for a two variable function. So a two variable function means it is a surface, right? So you can have f for a two variable function. So let f be a function of x and y. Okay, so if f is a function of x and y, it is not going to give, if f was a function only of one variable which was x, then it was going to give you a curve. But if f is a function of x and y, it is going to give you a surface. So this is like a surface. Okay, so if it is a surface, what you are looking for is whether it is a maxima, which means whether it is a hill, right? Maxima, which is a hill, or whether it is a minima, which is a valley. Okay, there can also be sometimes a saddle point. Okay, so saddle point is something where it is neither a hill nor a valley. So what this means is, neither hill nor valley means that if you consider, let's say, this is our flat surface, the earth, okay, and let's say you have like a hill, okay, which is with the valley for the depth between these two hills is not going all the way to 0, but it is some distance away from the earth. Okay, so this is obviously a hill. So this point is obviously a hill this point, so this represents a maxima. So maxima, this represents a minima, maxima again, right? Because this is also a hill. So from everywhere, whether you go in this direction, whether you go in this direction, whether you go in this direction, whether you go from the opposite side, everywhere you have to climb up. So this is a hill. Similarly for here, that's it. But over here, if you look at this point, right? If you look at this point, if you go from here, you have to climb up, right? You have to climb. But if you go from here, you have to roll down. Okay. So basically what this shows is, from this side it is like a hill, but from the other side, from the other direction, it is a valley. Right, so this is basically, so this point is nothing but your saddle point. So this point is your saddle point. Okay, this is what we mean by saddle point. So let's see what are the conditions for finding maxima and minima for a surface. Alright. So we will say AB is a minimum point if dou f by dou x, if dou f by dou x at AB is 0, 2 if dou f by dou x, dou f by dou y at AB is 0. Condition 3 is if dou square f by dou x square at a comma b is greater than 0. Okay. Dou square f by dou y square at a comma b is greater than 0. And condition 5, dou square f by dou x square into dou square f by dou y square at a comma b should be greater than dou square f by dou x dou y. Alright. At a comma b. Okay. So these are the conditions. So all 5 conditions should be satisfied. For AB to be a minimum point. On the surface. Okay. Alright. Next, let's look at AB is a maximum point on f of x comma y. Right. If, so condition 1 again, dou f by dou x at AB is 0. Condition 2, dou f by dou y at AB is 0. Condition 3, dou square f by dou x square at a comma b is less than 0. So this is where the sign changes. Okay. Then 4, dou square f by dou y square at a comma b is less than 0. Then 5, dou square f by dou x square into dou square f by dou y square at a comma b is greater than dou square f by dou x dou y at a comma b. Okay, so again all 5 conditions should be satisfied. Alright, again, so what are we left with? We are left with only one other thing. So a comma b is neither a maxima nor a minima if dou f by dou x is 0, right, at a comma b. So this is condition 1. Condition 2, dou f by dou y at a comma b is 0. Then third condition is dou square f by dou x square into dou square f by dou y square is less than, right, this is at a comma b, is less than dou square f by dou x dou y at a comma b. Alright, so these are the conditions that you should keep in mind. So let's look at an example. Okay, find the maximum and minimum points of maximum and minimum points of f of x comma y equals x square plus y square plus 2x minus 4y plus 10. Okay, alright, so this is your question. So let's first find out what are the first things we need to find out. Dou f by dou x, dou f by dou y, and then dou square f by dou x square, dou square f by dou y square, and dou square f by dou x dou y. So these are all the quantities that we need to find. Okay, alright, so what is dou f by dou x? So dou f by dou x is 2x plus 2, and we need to set this to 0. So we are going to get x is equal to minus 1. What is dou f by dou y? It is 2y minus 4, which is we set to 0. So we are going to get y is equal to 2. Okay, so our points A, B are minus 1 and 2. Okay, so now let's look at dou square f by dou x square at A, B, which is, what is dou square f by dou x square? So dou s, which is dou by dou x of dou f by dou x at minus 1 comma 2. So this is dou by dou x of 2x plus 2 at minus 1 comma 2. So you are going to get 2. So this is a positive quantity. Okay, so this is a positive quantity, so which means it may be a max, it may be a minimum. Let's look at dou square f by dou y square at a comma b is nothing but dou by dou y of dou f by dou y at minus 1 comma 2. So we are going to get dou by dou y of, what is dou f by dou y? 2y minus 4. Okay, so 2y minus 4 will give you 2. So this is also greater than 0. Alright, so we have found dou f by dou x is 0, dou f by dou y is 0. So at dou square f by dou x square is 0, dou square f by dou y square is 0. We are left with one other thing. What is dou f by dou square f by dou x dou y? So what we can do is we can do dou by dou x of dou f by dou y. Okay, which is dou by dou x of 2y minus 4. Okay, so dou by dou x of 2y minus 4, there is no x here, so this is going to give you 0. Okay, alright. So now let's look at, so dou square f by dou x square into dou square f by dou y square at minus 1 comma 2 is, so this value is 2, right? What is this value? This value is 2 and the other value is also 2. This is 2 into 2, which is 4, right? And this 4 is basically greater than 0, which is the value of dou square f by dou x dou y at minus 1 comma 2. Okay, so basically what we are saying is dou square f by dou x square, dou square f by dou y square at minus 1 comma 2 is greater than dou square f by dou x dou y at minus 1 comma 2. So the fifth condition also gives you the condition for minima. Okay, so we say that minus 1 comma 2 is the minimum point. Alright, so your homework problem is find the maximum and minimum points of four plus x plus y minus x square minus xy minus half into y square. Okay, this is your homework problem. Alright, so in the next class we will again see maxima and minima, but we will see how can we find maxima and minima given some constraints. Okay, so I will stop here for this class. Alright.